Viewer discretion is expressed for the following program. If you are easily triggered or offended, please exercise caution while viewing this program, because the hosts really don't care. Warning, this show is not for children, and not for coworkers either.
All right. Are we sending our best and brightest? Are we sending the best of us to Washington, D.C.? You'll find out today, because your two dads will finally push the button to get the title card off and let you know. Good morning, everyone.
We're going to Washington, D.C. Oh. Good morning, buddy. Hello there.
Hey, Clink. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the show. This is rumble.com/JJW. It's also youtube.com/I don't know what, and who cares, because you shouldn't be watching shit on YouTube. Move to Rumble, please. Rumble.com/JJW. Like, subscribe, share the show. Help us be successful. Do you know how successful we can be without you? It's zero. It's zero successful. Need your help.
I forgot to do my stuff this morning.
Deke's doing work. Good morning, everybody. If you haven't already, let's see. What did I already did that bit? How you doing, Deke? We doing good?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, the band season, the marching band season for the kids is winding down. So, and it's starting to get colder in Kentucky.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Just hey, but they don't make those uniforms out of wool anymore, right?
No.
It used to be like super sweaty at the beginning of the season, but then like you're shivering a little bit, but you're still kind of warm.
Yeah, no. These some of these today are just completely like screen printed shirts, stretchy fabric and whatnot.
That does not sound warm, but
No,
I guess
no.
it doesn't sound scratchy either.
No. All right, but
guys,
it's easier
we got
to clean, I guess, cheaper.
We got a lot of news to talk about. There's a whole lot of stuff's been like in the feed. I think I put everything in the notes for Deke, so Deke's got most of it. But we got a lot of things to talk about today. But first, we do music. Please do music.
Yes, go over to our Discord server. Join right above JJ's head.
Right there.
And join. And this month we're doing spooky songs. This one today you've probably heard before, maybe a version of it, maybe this version of it. But it's Ghost Riders in the Sky by the Highwaymen. You know, you had Chris Christopherson and Willie Nelson and Waylon Jennings and Johnny Cash were the Highwaymen. And they put out a couple of albums. I think they had 2 albums, a super group. Great songs on that album. And Ghost Riders in the Sky is a great version of that song. So you get that spooky one today. And then Sinister Minister's bonus werewolf song today is by the Cramps. I Was a Teenage Werewolf. Have you ever heard that?
I have not heard that song, but I have heard I have heard Ghost what was it?
Ghost Riders in the Sky.
Ghost Riders in the Sky. And it immediately triggered a memory. When I was like 10, 11, to be honest, my parents were getting divorced, and the rest of my family took me to like Arkansas, Silver Dollar City, something like that, to try to distract us while they were like fucking their lives up. And I didn't realize it at the time. So we were just going on a trip to Arkansas and then Silver Dollar City and then who knows what. And we went to this I guess it was Silver Dollar City, I think it was, and there was I believe that Ghost Riders in the Sky was being performed. It might have not been by the Highwaymen, but it was that song or whatever.
Yeah.
So I have a faint memory of actually not only hearing this song before, but like watching it as a part of a stage show. It's kind of interesting.
That's cool. See, and that's what I love about music, and that's why I do this every day, is to hopefully bring back a memory of something that, oh wow, that's okay. And I know it may not be positive, but it may be negative, but you know, that one's a positive memory for you a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, some of it. I mean, that trip was pretty interesting. On that trip, I picked blueberries at one part in the Arkansas mountains. At one point, I was under the Arkansas mountains as we were, is like we descended into
Visiting
a
the
cave,
lizard
and
people
I
that
went.
live below the
I
earth.
don't, man. Let me just tell you. You think like, oh, it's no big deal. I'm going down into a cave or whatever. You get down like 50 feet underground, and then your body is like, no,
Oh,
we're not
yeah.
supposed to be down
No.
here, dude.
I'm not very far from Mammoth Cave in Kentucky.
Yeah.
It's not far. It's about halfway, honestly, between me and Sinister Minister, to be honest. And we went there as a kid, and you get way down, and there's certain tours. They've got the, hey, here's this tour, and everybody can get through, and there's handrails at one point. But then they've got the tour that's like, put your shit on and get the light on the helmet because we're going to do some crawling for 2 or 3 hours. And
you're spelunking.
Oh no, I did not like underground.
Yeah, no,
I've got a cool underground story for you coming up in just a bit. At the end,
underground.
a cool underground story that we'll get to.
All right, now I'm going to be like slick and sly, like a media guy. I'm going to put the title card up to remind everybody that today's episode is not sinning the best. But while I did that, what I actually did was trick you all into not seeing me with the clumsy share interface here of this, and I still did a bad job. All right, well, whatever. Check it out. It's our favorite senator from Pennsylvania, Fetterman, right? And he appeared on late night TV, and he had some interesting words to say. Not at all ironic. Let's listen to Fetterman.
You all should need to know that America is not sending their best and brightest, to Washington, D.C. Yes. Like, sometimes you literally just can't believe, these people are making the decisions that are, determining the government here. It's actually scary. You all should need to.
No shit. This guy said that. This guy. Potato brain. Wow.
That was great.
Okay. All right. That's
great. I haven't seen that. That was the best thing I've seen all day so far.
Never has somebody been honest.
I've got a funny one that Sinister Minister posted for us in our news drops. If you didn't watch it, it's a funny one, but that one's better.
All right. We gotta.
Well, do you agree with Fetterman? Fetterman. I was going to say the devil said, call him a bad word, and the angel's like, don't do that. So you can see me struggling right there. If you will rewind it, when you go back and rewatch the show, watch me struggle right there with that.
Deke just covered his mouth the entire time that he was watching the video. He just had his hand over his mouth. Oh my god.
That was great. That was wonderful.
So
right. I agree with him. I hate to say that I agree with Fetterman, but I agree with Fetterman. I mean, but I have to amend something that he said.
Yeah.
I agree that they don't send the best and brightest to Washington, but we need to analyze that statement a little more. Okay. Let's analyze what he said. If we're not sending the best and brightest to Washington, it's only logical to think that we're not sending the best and the brightest to the state level, which is the level below Washington. And that we might not be sending the best and the brightest to our county and city level and our local level, So, right. I'm just pointing out.
In fact, you might even think that like whatever level of best and bright is getting to Washington, it's actually a little bit worse at the state level. And it might be a little bit worse at your local level.
I would even go as far as saying that maybe we're sending brain injured people to the state level and federal level.
To the White House.
I dare you to challenge me on that one.
Yeah. So, okay. All right. So Fetterman said something true, which is we're not sending the best and brightest to Washington. In fact, we have a system designed not to find the best people to make the best decisions for us all, but rather to find the people that are the very best at promoting themselves, perhaps lying to you, and raising money. Not the same skill set. That is not the same skill.
No, it's not. The
Yeah.
ones that actually want to change and do good things, they start if they have enough backing behind them, they get gobbled up by the other side, and basically you keep doing what you're doing for a while, but you're going to work for our side. The other people that will not convert to their side, they get hit with something, scandal,
Oh, yeah.
something to completely take them out, which there are a multitude of ways to do that.
Man.
So what are you going to do?
So, yeah, I don't know. Let's see.
I'm
We
gonna
got
grow
some
a
other.
garden. I'm gonna grow a garden and watch
I would
some
honestly prefer to
Seinfeld.
just mind my own business. And I would prefer that you mind your business
Yeah.
and everybody mind their own business. But
Yeah.
we got some other assholes around here that's like, hey, let me take your money and make roads for maybe you need them, maybe you don't. Let me take some of your money and put it into military arms and sell it to like
Yeah.
Middle Eastern countries to like blow the shit out of each other.
That's why we're all mad over here in this country, is because I just want to like eat a good meal. I don't
Right.
want to pay $30 for a shitty piece of steak and like a spoonful of freaking
How would
green
you?
beans.
I'm going to sell you a dream, Deke. How would you like a country where the mortgage rate for a house is less than 8%? Just imagine such a thing.
Oh, when when that went up, that was the first thing I was like, Ashley, we're on a fixed rate, correct? She was like, yeah. I was like, oh God, thank God.
Oh my God, the people on adjustable
God,
interest.
if you're on an adjustable
Oh wow, you are fucked, bro.
Sorry.
All right. So we got some more Congress level like news. So let's cover that shit. Marjorie Taylor Greene will not support her party's choice for House Speaker because of cancer. So, as you know, if you watched our show religiously, as you ought to do by pushing the subscribe button down in the show description area, last week McCarthy was booted from the House Speaker position at the first time in history that's ever happened. Fired for doing such a shitty job, and being a snake and a liar. Okay, fine. Then the job kind of became up for grabs. We didn't know which Republican was going to try to run for Speaker of the House, and then a few were nominated. And when the dust more or less settled, it has come down to Jim Jordan and Steve Scalise. Steve Scalise was basically the majority whip for McCarthy's House, so he was McCarthy's number 2 guy. Jim Jordan, obviously the chair of the Judiciary Committee, very vocal critic of Joe Biden and kind of defender of Trump in many regards, though some people find Jim Jordan to be all talk, no bark. So apparently, the Republicans did not want to have a kind of public settling of this affair to decide who was going to be their nominee. So the Republicans did the brave thing of closing doors and going into a quiet room and deciding which would be the Republican nominee. And despite some protests from among the body of the Republicans, Steve Scalise has emerged as the leading candidate for the Speaker of the House. So much so that even now Jim Jordan is intending to vote to nominate Steve Scalise. We may be looking at another round of 15 votes for the Speaker of the House. We don't know. Here's the bad news. Well, not only is Marjorie Taylor Greene not supporting her party's choice, she says because he has cancer, the margins are so slim that the Republicans can only afford to have 4 defectors and still retain control of the House. That is narrower than McCarthy had, because he had 8 defectors, and that was the limit he could afford and couldn't afford, it turns out. So we may see Steve Scalise run for the House Speaker, but we don't know what the results are going to be. However, such notable people as Adam Kinzinger have endorsed Steve Scalise, and that ought to make you think, that's not a good idea. Adam Kinzinger, I believe, is one of the only Republicans that sat on the J6 committee, which, as you know, was totally full of shit. All right. So that's what I got to say about that. There is a story here backing that up. I think you put a story in here from Business Insider.
Yeah, if you click it, you're going to have ad blocker crap come up to you. So,
Boom.
just
I will not even look at New York Post anymore because I'm like, no, you're just going to burn my computer.
Yeah, no, I don't either. If it's like, yeah, I don't do it. Anyway, basically, it said that Marjorie. That's what I was pulling up here, and then I had a message, and I got distracted because I've got ADHD. It said that basically Marjorie Taylor Greene says that she was not is withholding her support, citing his cancer diagnosis. She said that he shouldn't sacrifice his health and needs to put his full efforts into the job. There you go.
Yeah, this is Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm sure you recognize her. Many of you may not recognize Steve Scalise, but this is the fellow on the left who may soon be the new Speaker of the House.
She says that Scalise's recent multiple myeloma diagnosis, a rare blood cancer, made him less capable of doing the job. She says, I like Scalise. I like him so much that I want to see him defeat cancer more than sacrifice his health in the most difficult position in Congress, Greene wrote on Twitter. We need a speaker who is able to put their full efforts into defeating the communist Democrats and save America. I don't disagree with her. I'm
not sure Jim Jordan would necessarily be a better speaker. I don't know who the right guy is.
I don't either.
As we've already said, we're not sending the best and brightest. Maybe there isn't a right guy. Is it possible that of the entire 335 members of the House of Representatives that there is not one person that's competent to be a Speaker of the House? Is that a reality?
You've probably hit the nail on the head there, dude. Do you want to be Speaker of the House?
No, thank you.
Okay,
I will pass on that.
See?
Yeah, that's the thing about politics too. Anybody that's
IQ
smart enough anyone that's smart enough to do the job well knows that's not a job you want. No, don't take that job.
The people that I could list off, the handful of people that I would be like, they would make a good president. Not one of them would take the job. Not one of them.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I can't say that.
Maybe we should just what if Republicans were like, you know what? Let's just put Skeletor. Shit, what's her name? Nancy Pelosi. Let's just put Pelosi back in the speaker. Prop her up. Crypt keeper. What do you think? Couldn't get worse than that, right? If we start at the bottom, we can only go up.
Thank you, Peter Positive.
So we have some more Congress news. Thank you, Deacon, for bringing this one to my attention. Mr. Representative George Santos is in a little trouble.
What did he do?
He has. It is being called for that he resign his seat. Republican Representative George Santos is being hit with 10 charges, including identity theft, and I think money laundering, and definitely using some of you. Didn't you mention yesterday that he had $8,000 in his bank account, but he made a loan to his own campaign for $500,000, which seems impossible.
Yeah, when I try to do that, my bank gets really mad.
Santos falsely inflated the campaign's reported receipts with non-existent loans and contributions that were either fabricated or stolen. The office will relentlessly pursue criminal charges against anyone who uses the electoral process as an opportunity to defraud the public and our government institutions. This is a comment from Breon Peace, the U.S. attorney from the Eastern District of New York. Okay, so there's two possibilities that I can immediately think of. One is that Representative Santos is an innocent man and he's being set up. Or two, he's a crook and he's going to get caught. I don't know what the truth is, but I guess I'm going to have to trust the good people of New York to figure this out.
Yeah. They've made
you almost laughed.
They've made so many positive choices and good choices in the past that let's put our faith in the people that are running New York to figure
Oh
this out.
man. Mm-hmm.
Good luck, man.
Let's see. I think we can pivot to maybe New York.
JJ and
Do we
I,
have
the
another
only
New York?
thing, the only thing in New York that JJ and the only thing in New York that JJ and I would go back and see, that would go
Oh,
to New York for one thing. You'll say it at the
maybe
same
two.
time. Well,
Well, I
two.
know what I think you're gonna say the library. The
Yeah.
library?
Well, no,
Yeah, and then the firehouse.
I was gonna say the Ghostbusters firehouse.
Yeah, the firehouse.
We
We
didn't
tried
get
to
a
get
chance
down there. That shit was way too far downtown or
we didn't have
down.
enough.
I was not going that far down.
We didn't have
No
enough
way.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to see Midtown
Should've-
Comics, and that was about
We
as
should
far
have.
as we
Yeah,
got.
we did see that. We should have figured out that we were around the corner from the library and gone to the library.
Yeah.
That would have been cool. We could have taken a photo there.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. We got some. Can you talk about this incident with Mr. Tuberville? You got that story?
Yeah, let me see. So this was posted in. Let me pause it. Is it?
I got the video here.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
okay.
just a GIF. I got it up on screen. You can tell about the.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So, Alabama voters decided in 2020, instead of voting for Doug Jones, the former U.S. attorney who famously got 2 KKK members convicted for the 1963 bombing of a church that killed 4 black girls, they would instead vote for Tommy Tuberville, a former Auburn football coach who, in his final losing season, got beat by Alabama 36-0. Since being elected to Senate, Tuberville has made it his personal mission to single-handedly block the promotions of more than 300 military members, including several senior military appointments, and all because he's upset the military reimburses service members if they have to travel to get health care. Considering the ongoing crisis in the Middle East, you'd think you at least allow the confirmation of blah, 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 blah. That's why these people are saying, look.
I mean, there's tripping and falling, and I have never seen anybody slide downstairs.
Okay, so you see that? That is exactly what happened to me one morning when I was going to high school. We have these. It was a deck, and I decided to go out the top, and one side had like 5 stairs, this side had like 12 stairs, like that, and they were wood, and it was raining, and I slipped, and I did the same thing.
Hey, you gotta be careful.
And I got up and didn't go to school that day.
Do
Back in the house.
Yeah, be careful.
Oh, I didn't know about Tommy Tuberville, but it seems like that old wheel, like grandmama used to say, that old wheel will roll back around on it. If you're on the top, you'll be at the bottom, and then you'll be at the top again.
I mean, hey, incredible of him to go from being a college coach. College coach, was he NFL? Was actual a coach that a loser coach to a senator? Is that a demotion or a promotion? It's notable either way. Okay, so we got all of this Israel Hamas stuff, right? Israel Hamas stuff happening, and I was sick for a day, so we missed like the initial day of it. People came out in droves into Chicago and New York and whatever, in supporting Palestine. And the very like I guess it was maybe Monday or the very next day, Black Lives Matter Chicago posted in solidarity with Palestine. I don't even know if you have seen the post. That was their solidarity post, but it has been. I don't even know if you've seen that. Did you see? It was an image from Black Lives Matter Chicago that. It was an image of a paraglider with a Palestinian flag saying, "I stand with Palestine." They deleted that. And now they are, because essentially Black Lives Matter is supporting a terrorist organization. There's no way that you can say that the event of flying into a concert and murdering 260 civilians is anything but terrorism. Black Lives Matter Chicago has walked back its inflammatory statements against Israel on social media.
Well, yeah, they got their ass handed to them. I mean, they got their ass cut off and then handed to them.
Yeah. Here's their message. Yesterday, we sent out messages that we aren't proud of. We stand with Palestine and the people who do what they must do to live free. Our hearts are with the grieving mothers, those rescuing babies from rubble who are in danger of being wiped out completely. Black Lives Matter is and always has been a fucking racket scam, and they are taking your money, and they're evil sons of bitches. Now, that doesn't mean that Black lives don't matter. Of course, Black lives matter. Everybody's life matters. Absolutely. But that organization is assholes, and they're evil. Here, oh, look, I think we can find the image. This is the image that was posted on social media. This is their original I Stand with Palestine. These evil sons of bitches.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, if I mean, if you've got a Black Lives Matter sticker on your car, you better frickin' rip it off.
I mean, for sure, really, dude.
I'm not gonna do anything, but I'm just foreseeing.
I don't need to. I'm good. I had another story in here about Colors, who, which I don't know if I don't know. I guess I didn't post it in here. I thought I did.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I did.
It didn't pop up. It's at the bottom.
It's at the bottom.
The very bottom.
Face shots, not face shots. No, that's.
Oh no, that's Fetterman.
Yeah, I had it in here. Is it this one? No, it's not that one. So,
I saw it. You do have it in here.
Man, I don't know. I lost it. There's so many stories. Israel. There's the.
Here it is.
You got it. Pull that up for a second. Now, this woman was. Oh, that's not Colors.
This.
Oh. Okay,
my bad.
Well, we'll just go. Bad. We'll just go to that one. We'll just transition to that one. Well, we'll do that in a second. Maybe I'll find that story about Colors tomorrow. Black Lives Matter founder and total hack. With last thing here on this stuff, billionaire Bill Ackerman is calling on Harvard to release the names of the students that signed the letters of the organizations that signed the letters supporting Hamas in Israel. 31 student organizations at Harvard signed a letter supporting Hamas in Israel. And Harvard didn't say shit about well, no, that's not good, guys. You guys know that's not good. They didn't say shit about it until they got dragged through the mud. So now a billionaire is saying, hey, you know what? You really ought to just publish the names of the students that endorsed that letter so that we can make sure to never fucking hire them ever. I have been asked by a number of CEOs if Harvard would release the list of the members of each of the Harvard organizations that have issued a letter assigning sole responsibility for Hamas' heinous attack to Israel, so as to ensure that none of us inadvertently hire any of their members.
You don't think they already know? They're posturing with this. They already know every member's name.
Well,
if I was a billionaire, I would be like, find me those names now. I'm going to go out and publicly say, give me those names, to call them out. He's calling them out. This is a chess game. He's moving a pawn. He's actually moving a bishop. This is what he's doing.
I mean, how much do you guys really hold your positions you've been programmed to believe in university? 31 universities. There's one guy that joined these 31 universities, and that dude has already, I don't know his name. I saw the story floating around yesterday sometime. That guy's been blacklisted from every company in Wall Street. That guy's is fucked. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's move on. Yeah, I know you don't want. Look, I don't want to be a bummer, and I
know, but we got to talk about it.
We have to talk about this.
And I don't want to dwell on the fact that
right,
freaking World War III may be starting with all this crap all over the place. What was the China story I read the other? Taiwan basically said, we're peaceful, and I can't remember what the story was now.
I'm sorry, we got one more. So this is the last thing. There's Americans that are in Israel and right now, and some of them are wanting to get out because it's obviously so bad. the death toll of Americans in this conflict right now is now 25. 25 Americans are dead because of this whole thing. So a bunch of Americans want to get home out of Israel. You would imagine that as a strong ally, we would be at the top of the list. Let's get our guys out. According to a GOP representative on the ground in Israel, says that stranded Americans are getting nowhere with the Biden State Department. Republican Corey Mills of Florida blasted the Biden administration on the ground in Israel, saying citizens are looking to leave the country are getting nowhere. Hamas attacked multiple locations. There's still airports running, but we can't get planes in there to get these guys out. It's 2:30 in the morning here, but the bottom line is that we're getting a ton of requests from Americans who are stranded and have tried to reach out to the State Department and getting nowhere, had flights canceled, no more hotel rooms availabilities and basically they're all on their own. And I just kind of made the decision, that I need to step up and do something. We talk about the difference between statesmen and politicians. One acts and one talks. Well, sir, I do have, see, I kind of want to make this funny, but this isn't funny fucking at all. Here is the White House spokesperson, John Kirby. When asked about this, he said, when asked point blank why the U.S. has not already evacuated Americans from Israel, we're behind several countries. Listen to this. I want to start off with the efforts to get Americans out of Israel right now. I think Senator Josh Hawley sort of summed it up. What many people are asking. Here's a social media post he put out. Where he wrote, quote, "For the second time in 2 years, Americans are stranded in a war zone." Remember getting out of Afghanistan? What's the plan to get them out? How can you answer that question? Here is the White House response. Well, a couple of things here. First, all commercial flights are still going in and out of Ben Gurion Airport. So that's always an option for those who may want to leave.
Just going over there. Good luck.
This fucking get on a commercial, hop on Spirit Air or whatever, get on United Airlines. That's his answer. This should make you not happy.
What do you think would have been said 4 years ago?
What would have been said 4 years ago was like, you guys should not have
sending
done
a
this.
SEAL team in. We'll get them.
Oh, hey, Republican nominee Pence put out yesterday that if he were president, he would have sent in special forces to rescue those Americans. To which I said, horse shit, you wouldn't have done shit. Pence is not the most courageous person to ever be a politician.
That's what we call, ladies and gentlemen, jumping on the coattails. Riding coattails is what he...
The reality is that our intelligence is so bad. We had no idea that Hamas was going to attack Israel. We have no idea where the hostages are.
I think there was loss. I think there was some miscommunication. That's just logical to me. We had
that's logical. No. See, you're making
Harbor 70 years ago.
You're making the assumption that our government is
not our
competent.
Government. I'm not saying our government. I'm saying I think there was. I personally believe that there was probably someone that knew that this was coming.
Let's get off of this because it's heated and this shit keeps me up at night. All right, so we already saw.
I'm not trying to argue with you. I agree with everything you're saying.
No, I'm not. I know. I'm just Look, I'm under any other kind of like regime. I would be like, U.S. intelligence has some information. We've got to be able to stop this. Our government has been fucking weaponized to hunt down Republicans. So they've got their heads up their asses. They're completely politicized. We have destroyed relations with all countries everywhere. We have no respect around the world. And we have no assets in Gaza, Palestine, whatever, to provide us good information. The United States has no fucking idea what's going on over there. And that's why this fuck up happened. Maybe Israel knew, maybe they didn't know, maybe they heard and they were like, there's no way, whatever. The United States, fucking no information, like morons. We are nah. That's what we're doing.
See, this is the parts of the show that we agree 1,000,000%. This is why JJ and I were like, hey, I like you because we think the same twisted way.
On the for real, I'm really mad about all of this. I don't want anybody fighting. I don't want anybody dying. I have seen too many dead kids. I've seen too many. I don't want any more.
If you wanted to, I would really, if he's watching, I really want to ask this question tomorrow with Sinister Minister, because he definitely knows a lot more about this than me. But these two groups have been fighting for thousands of years. I mean, it goes back to biblical times that these two groups of people have been fighting. And I have always been told that there are some biblical passages that prophesize stuff.
Oh, that's super interesting. Hey, Dave, if you're listening,
it's very interesting to me.
I am not getting on to we're at the end of the world, biblical end of the world thing right now, but there, I mean, if that was your inclination, there's a whole lot of stuff that's like, oh my God, is this the end of the world? Red heifer and all kinds of other stuff.
God, yeah.
For those of you that are want a serious take on the history of this stuff, I read a very nuanced post. I think his name was by Isaac. I definitely retweeted it in my Twitter feed. It was very long. It was nuanced and balanced, and Israel, the history between Israel, Palestine, all of that stuff. And there's no clear good guys. There's no good guys. There's just a bunch of people that have had bad history, right? The only way any of you guys get out of this is just stop killing each other. That's it. That's the only way. Anyway, okay, let's move on. So we got a little bit of fun news. We got some entertainment news I want to talk about. You know what? I want to hey, since we're on total fucking bummers, let's just start with this one. Comic book artist Keith Giffen, writer and artist behind Lobo, Blue Beetle, Rocket Raccoon, has passed away at the age of 70. This is a total bummer. I mean, long life, long career, very influential person. And I remember Keith Giffen as an artist, and I remember seeing him in Lobo back in the 80s and 90s or whenever that was. And then when the image revolution happened in the early 1990s, he did a self-published book called Trencher, and he had changed his art style to this very loose and imaginative. It was captivating. Some of the work that he's done. You didn't like it. You didn't like it.
I liked his old style. And that was real loose. I mean, I liked the character Lobo. I've always wondered why they have not. And I think they tried to do some sort of live action, something with Lobo back 20 years ago or something. I've always wondered why they didn't pick up that property to try to capitalize on that one. That one would have been really good when I thought.
Like in movies or TV or something like that?
Yeah, TV or movie or something like that. Just do something with that property.
It's got like a real 80s biker vibe, vibe to it.
Yeah, it could be really good. And it's been years since I've read any Lobo, but
I believe that
it was really, really good.
I think Jason Momoa, Aquaman, is actually possibly going to portray Lobo in a forthcoming either film or something.
That'd be cool.
What I was understanding, in fact, what I was understanding yesterday is that actually this Aquaman 2 coming out in December may be his last Aquaman, and they may actually, recast Aquaman, and he may take over the Lobo character.
As a comic book geek from way back, I'm just done with comic book movies. I don't care anymore.
Right.
I don't care what you put out. I'm probably not going to go to the movies and see it. I'm going to wait until it comes on a streaming channel and watch it there. I just don't care anymore. I don't care.
Mr. Keith. This is kind of baller though, because the last thing that Keith did was he posted on Twitter. He said that I told him I was sick. I didn't want to get anything to get out of New York Comic Con. And then he wrote on his own Twitter, Keith Giffen, 1952 to 2023. He was joking, but he actually was sick and he died. But he was making a joke of his couldn't make it. So is a creative individual. if it wasn't your thing, it wasn't your thing. But that is another like big important creator that is now gone from the comic industry. All right.
I have a couple of stories for you. If you
we got another comic stuff kind of related one.
Okay.
Are we running out of time? Oh, we got a little time left. Okay,
No, we got
so
plenty of time.
so Daredevil, you remember the Netflix TV show, and
Yep.
you're expecting the big
Excellent
revival.
cast.
This is
Excellent, perfectly cast. The Netflix, I've said
Yeah.
this on the show before, the Netflix Marvel shows, whoever was the casting director for those shows should win all the awards. All the awards. Every one of those shows was perfectly cast down to the secondary and third characters. They were great.
So Daredevil, Disney, now that they have the rights and the timeouts have expired and all the old contracts, whatever, Disney is, as you know, bringing back Daredevil, reviving it with Daredevil Born Again. That's the series idea.
Yeah.
And they're planning on doing 18 episodes of this show.
All right.
And they were working on it until June, whenever the writer's strike started. And I think they filmed footage for the first maybe 9 episodes. And that's not enough to get the whole show in place, but it's enough to get a good feel. And then Feige looked at it and they got a good feel of what it was going to be. And they said, whoa, fire the directors and the writers. We are starting over.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah, for real. Here we go. Daredevil has hit the reset button as Marvel overhauls its TV business. It was $150 million seasons with no pilots, and the Disney unit is undergoing growing pains. Anyway, they're not adapting well to this TV transition. So they are now looking for new directors, new writers. Maybe this is good news because some of the writing on some of the Marvel shows has not been amazing. So anyway, I didn't know if you had heard about this. They're keeping the show. They're going to do 2 seasons. They're going to do Marvel. They're going to do Daredevil Reborn. They are going to keep the cast, so you're still going to have Charlie Cox.
That's what I've been sitting here looking for. Are they keeping the same cast? Because Foggy Nelson and Karen Page and all them.
I don't know if Foggy and Karen are making it in the show, but Kingpin is in the show. Punisher,
Vincent D'Onofrio, John Barenthal.
Yes.
I wonder if Rosario Dawson is with Claire.
She's busy.
She's busy
doing that.
That 1982, that 1980s Ahsoka trailer that you put in the Discord server was great.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
That was amazing. I saw that. I was like, oh my God. And the thing is,
our viewer count has gone to 0.
That's okay. I guess so. I didn't mean to flip over this one. Sorry. Let me pull that down. Okay. What do you got? I've been running this show. What do you?
You're all right. You run the show. I sent this to my brother this morning. I thought this was good news. This might be good news for everybody out there a little bit. But the FTC has proposed to ban hidden fees, and one of them is a concert ticket. So if you've ever bought a concert ticket, that's why concert tickets are $100 a piece for the nosebleed section. So there was somebody coming to town, Morgan Wallen. There's a country music artist named Morgan Wallen that's coming to Nashville. And Ashley she'll look up tickets and stuff in places every once in a while. And she was sitting there on the couch the other night and she was like, guess how much nosebleed tickets for Morgan Wallen, the cheapest seats for Morgan Wallen? I was like, I don't know. I've never even heard one of this guy's songs. She was like $150. $150, JJ. I paid $25-$30 for tickets back in the day. Now they add so many fees. If you order from Ticketmaster, the ticket itself costs so much. You're paying so many little stupid little bitty fees that it adds up so much. And people were stupid for about 15 years and they were just like, I'll pay it. And they just were taking advantage of that. It's what happened all across America. And now people are pissed off. They're fed up with paying for this. That used to be the number one reason when Napster and all that stuff first started coming around, and pirating music and stuff used to be the big thing. Remember, it was a big, large, and all that. Yeah. It's a big deal back in the day. And people used to ask me from working in radio, they were like, do you pirate music? And I used to say the same thing. I would say I only pirate music because I'm tired of paying $19 for a CD that's got 7 songs and 2 of them are any count. If I support the bands that I like because I go to their concerts and I buy a t-shirt, and all of that goes to the band. It used to. So if you are a concert person and a live music person like me, then you can hopefully save some money. Hi, Lily. What are you doing?
Lily has come to show and share with you all that she has made a comic book. Can you tell us a story about your comic book, Lily?
I have a lot in it, and it's for like a lot of nights because I have a lot of it.
Oh, you made a lot of pages in your comic book. Can you hold it up a little bit so folks can see? Oh, wow. That is amazing. You made that by yourself?
Awesome.
Mom stapled it, and I colored it.
Mom stapled it, and you colored it, and you drew the pictures and stuff?
And there's a little game of tic-tac-toe I put in.
Oh, you put a tic-tac-toe game in there. That's pretty great.
That sounds awesome.
And a flipporamas.
Oh, and a flipperama. Mom told me that you were making a flipperama. That is good. So, folks, if this is one of my 2 girls, and tomorrow's a special day. What's tomorrow?
My birthday.
Oop. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Ah. All right. So tomorrow is Friday the 13th, and tomorrow is Lily's birthday. She's going to be 5 years old.
Can you hear me? Lily,
Here.
will you...
Lily, Deacon has a question for you. Can you stop singing a second? Yeah, thanks.
Hey, if I don't get to talk to you tomorrow, I hope you have a super duper ooper birthday. And I hope you have fun Saturday at your party.
And did you know today I'm going to go to my museum?
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. You guys, it's pretty cool. Oh, Jill wants to show hers too. Okay, let's let Jill show real quick.
You're good. We got plenty of time.
Yeah.
This is worth it.
Hold it. Yeah, it really is. Okay, Jill. There you go.
Cool.
Look at that. Can you tell me? Well, that's pretty awesome. What did you make? What's your story about?
The Bat Cat.
The Bad Cat?
Yeah.
That's actually pretty cool. Hold it up
That
so
is
people can
cool.
see. Look at that. The Bad Cat. And what happens in your story?
They were going to try to steal the magic cup.
Uh-huh.
And do you know what?
What?
It's not really good. They took the magic spirit out.
They took the magic spirit
That
out.
sounds awesome to me.
It's only for the master cat. But they sneaked it away from the master cat.
Oh my goodness.
So the Bat Cat can turn into anybody. So she shrunk when she was when she was a baby.
Yeah, there's a whole storyline.
Yeah, this is the first I've ever
awesome.
heard of Bad Cat. All right.
Yep, this is the first book.
The first one?
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. I'm pretty proud of
Will
you.
you do another one?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
You got to make a part 2.
Yeah. We might need to get that graded and slabbed.
Yeah, I think
we'll
we
check
could
that out.
probably.
All right, say thank you, Daddy.
Hey, Daddy.
Oh.
You got it?
Okay.
You have to take both of those things and get them copied or what. You got to make little books out of them. You got to.
Maybe.
Or you look, ladies and gentlemen. JJ is a fantastic freaking artist.
Stop.
Look, he's not. He doesn't like it, but he is. He is a fantastic freaking artist. You need to. You need to draw. You need to take the Bat Cat.
Why don't you,
she does it and redo it.
Oh, draw
And
like
take that story and do it exactly like she has it, except do it in your artwork and like a little comic book.
Okay.
That would be awesome.
That might be fun actually. If I do it, I'll post it on our Discord.
I'm the idea man.
All right. Here, let's talk about this. I know, Deke, that I don't know that you ever watched the Game of Thrones. Did you ever watch Game of Thrones?
No, because
did you ever read it?
No, I don't like him. Something
George
in
R.
my
Martin.
gut. Something in my gut does not like George R. Martin. I just don't. I can't. And if you ask me, what do you not like about him? I don't know. I just know I don't like him. I don't know
Right.
what it is. And so I tried to watch Game of Thrones with a buddy at one point, and they would watch it on, and I would go over there and we'd watch it a little bit. But there was just, I live in Kentucky and we have enough incest anyway around here.
Okay.
So
You're not wrong. That shit's in there. Well, this story falls under AI news.
Beep, bop, boop. This is AI News.
George R.R. Martin is suing the makers of ChatGPT after a fan used it to finish the final 2 books of A Song in Ice and Fire.
I bet it was better than the shit he wrote, is why he's mad.
Homeboy has been, the entire show has been written, the show written, filmed, produced, aired, and ended, and he still hasn't finished the last 2 books of the show. He's been doing this stuff for a dog's age, and he's just like he's on his own clock. He don't care. He's got money.
He's trying to figure out how to stay relevant.
And then a fan comes around and he's like, "Well, I'll just get ChatGPT to finish it for me." Let's see. This story is on Barstool Sports.
Stay relevant, because if he finishes the 2 books, nobody's going to give a crap about him anymore.
No, because honestly,
if he doesn't, people are still going to hound him, and he's still going to stay in the news.
The sequel show is I don't know what it's called, the Dance of Dragons or whatever. Like I mean, I read the first 4 or 5 or whatever of the Song in Ice and Fire books, and then I watched a couple seasons. I basically jumped off at the Red Wedding. I was like, you know what? I'm out. I've seen a few episodes since then. I saw how it concluded. It was like, I didn't really care that much. The Dragon show is actually really, really pretty good. So he's got other shows in development. So in terms of like creativity and storytelling and like making money, he's super relevant and very valuable to Warner Brothers, HBO, whatever, because he's got the content that they're making for their platform. So he's really got like very little incentive to actually finish the books. So anyway, that's pretty funny. Now, I kind of think it's a dick move though, but whatever.
All right.
What you got?
I got you one. JJ, we're always making discoveries in the world all the time, always making discoveries, from the terrifying black hole that we've discovered that's pointing right at us, to the huge hole that we found in the sun. We found a huge hole in the sun. All right. To the new missing continent that we found, the underneath the ocean, this missing I think I read about that we found. Well, we found something new. We have found a massive ocean discovered beneath the Earth's crust, containing more water than on the surface. This is actually pretty cool. Scientists have discovered that water is stored inside of this mantle-like rock now that's like a sponge-like state. And the water, they believe, is not a gas, a solid, or liquid, that it's a 4th state. It's really interesting. They call this ringwoodite. Is a sponge soaking up water. There's something very special about the crystal structure of ringwoodite that allows it to attract hydrogen and trap water. This mineral can contain a lot of water under conditions of the deep mantle. So they're finally seeing evidence for a whole Earth water cycle, which may help explain the vast amount of liquid water at the surface as our habitable planet. So they're discovering more and more. It's a really cool article. It's kind of long. I'll post it in our Discord server like I do on a lot of these articles. I'm trying to tease you over to the Discord.
Yeah. Like if you just go here or click on the link in the description, you can just come hang out with us.
I got one more. I forgot about this one. This one's our fun story.
So that's pretty cool though. I've heard that the surface of the Earth kind of floats on,
Mm-hmm. It's like a crystalline, spongy structure, they think. And the lizard people already know this, that live below the Earth's surface.
Lizard people.
All right, I got one more. You'll like this. What's your favorite Kevin Bacon movie? And you can't say anything but Footloose. Oh, Footloose. Yeah, that's my favorite one too, JJ. Footloose is a great movie. So do you remember the plot of Footloose?
Oh, Kevin Bacon. You know where my brain went? Kevin Smith.
Oh,
I was like, what?
Kevin Bacon. I might have said
Yeah.
Kevin Smith.
No, you said Kevin Bacon, but I didn't hear it.
So this is not the Louisiana public school principal, but a Louisiana public school principal has apologized and requested leave for punishing a student
Oh,
and questioning
wow.
her religious beliefs after he saw a video of her dancing at an off-campus party. So this college 17-year-old student government president and scholarship candidate was videotaped drinking at an off-campus party following a high school homecoming festivity. She was a high school kid. So basically the principal of the school was like, "You're not living the Lord's way." And
How dare you teenage in front of the world?
he questioned who her friends were and if they followed the Lord.
Whoa, you're fired, bro.
He's like, he is basically, this is the script to Footloose. Said he briefed her on religious intentions or whatnot, and then he basically ostracized her. She wasn't able to get her scholarships and stuff like that. So they got mad, and the principal's like, "Oops, I'm sorry. I think I need to step back." And so they got to dance at the end of the movie. That's the
Elon Musk often says that we live in the most entertaining version of reality. Like whatever's the most entertaining scenario, that's what will happen.
I've got a plan. So for tomorrow's show, give me a movie right now, and I'm going to have Chat GPT, and by tomorrow, I'm going to have a real news story that is basically the plot to this movie, because that's almost like somebody went to Chat GPT and was like, take the plot of Footloose and write it as a real news story from a real town in America. Go.
Any movie.
What do you think? And we'll try to get Chat GPT to write a real news story based on that. Movie
my
plot.
kids were, I tell you, I'm going to give you my movie now. One of my kids asked me last night, like, what's your favorite movie? And I always get banged up on the questions like that. Cause then this is the way my brain works. You ask me what my favorite movie is, I start going through lists. I'm like, okay, well, let me think of a movie. Now, do I like another movie better than that? And that process just goes on for as long as I can think of things. So I really quickly, I was like, I think it's John Carpenter's The Thing. I think that's my favorite movie. And then while I was talking to her, I was like, is it my favorite movie? And then I was like, what about Highlander? And I was like, no. John Carpenter's The Thing. That's my favorite movie. And then and I had to try to explain to her that it was about a monster in Antarctica without telling her it was really horrible and gross and she can't watch it. So
the difference between your parenting style and my parenting style is like, Daddy, what's your favorite movie? My favorite movie is Pet Sematary, but I wouldn't say that to them. I really like the Lorax.
Oh yeah. Okay. No, see, yeah. I was just like, I'll tell you something true, but then I won't tell you anything about it. And you will not get to watch it for a long, long time. Yeah. So go ahead. Try to make John Carpenter's The Thing into a real life news story.
Yes, I will.
We'll see if it can do.
I will work on that for tomorrow.
All right.
You will have to tune in tomorrow to find out if I was successful.
Please come hang out. Watch this tomorrow. If you haven't already, guys, like and subscribe. Oh, it's joke time. As we do, as is our tradition, right? And I think perhaps obligation, Deacon. We need to tell jokes at the end of the show.
Dad jokes, terrible dad jokes, because that's what we do.
So, Deke, I want to ask you, how does a train eat?
Choo choo.
Oh,
am I now 18-0?
I don't know what your score is.
I am. I'm keeping up with it. I am 18-0. All right. So I was reminiscing about old times last night, and I was thinking about the times that Dad and I used to get together and play, and he used to take me and put me in tires and roll me down the hill. Those were the good years. I say
All right.
those.
No,
those were the
I
good
got
years.
here. Yes, here.
Those were the
Yes, you
good,
get.
good,
That's
good years.
courtesy laugh. Courtesy laugh. Thank you for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, share the show. Help us be successful. We need you. I mean, we're going to be here whether you show up or not, though.
Yeah,
Rumble.com/JJW.
it's a phone call. Basically, it's just a phone call.